Welcome back. Episode 3. Yappin, Jabberin, and Ramblin. Drew back with us again.
I think the titles changed every time.
Uh, you know where to find us. I hope.
You should know this too.
Whoa! Wow! Wow!
Whoops.
I was like, Drew's gone. We lost him. I was like, we lost him.
All right, fuck it. We're recording from this angle.
Man.
Because let me switch back. I don't know what I did. Damn it, it's still I'm looking at you. All right, I don't know what I did. Fuck it. I like your shirt.
Thanks, buddy.
Damn. This is definitely like red.
Looks salmon.
Salmon.
A couple of things. If y'all hear some background noise, it's either the dishwasher or it's the dog scratching on the door in the bedroom because she knows I'm out here.
Wife like that.
Not my wife. She's asleep. She gotta be up early in the morning, so she's asleep.
I gave.
No. Hotel. Hospitality.
Still, I mean, still, HR side. I would thought.
Nah. She worked from home today.
She worked in banker's hours.
Yeah, but I put the dog in the bedroom, gave her a TREAT. I don't know if she can hear me. TREAT.
Tarate.
Yeah, that. I was hoping she, just lay down, but then she knows I'm out here, and she's asleep, so she's like, I can get some attention from the one that's awake.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like visited Chaz's apartment for the first time the other day. It's not like you can hide from the dog. She can hear you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, but she scratched a couple times. She's stopped. I hope. See, that's why I learned. I love our dog. I love my parents' dog. I love a lot of dogs. But when you're trying to sleep and they're in there, and you know that they don't have like an upset stomach or like an actual reason to go out, and they're scratching at the door, ignore them.
Yeah, the Gerber method.
That happened the last night, Sunday night. It was one of the past couple of nights. So there was a stray cat in our apartment complex that likes to hang out near our apartment. Mm-hmm. And our dog does not like cats or rodents. So
it's the Ferber method, whereas you let your kids just cry.
So, stray cat, she can sense it. She has a really good nose, and so when the cat is near, she is whining and scratching at the door. I'm like, yeah, I know you do not have to use the bathroom, and that's like the only reason I take you out is either to use the bathroom or to take you on a walk to give you some exercise. And I know it's neither of those things at 12:30 at night, considering we haven't had an upset stomach all day.
Well, you never had to pee at 12:30?
Yes, but dogs, a little different. They only have to pee every couple hours. No, not even a couple. She will. If it's raining, she's very sensitive to textures, I guess. So, like, if it's raining outside, she will hold it unless it is an emergency. She'll take a quick pee in the rain, but she's not doing the other one in the rain. But
yeah, man. I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Like, I'm not trying to shit on the square footage of your apartment. I mean, for the price point and the location, you cannot beat it. I mean, I'm not going to dox you, but you are definitely ITP.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just call it a very competitive rate.
Oh yeah. It's cozy, to use a realtor term. Cozy. Like
cozy, great neighborhood, a lot of upside. Close to everything.
2 people and a large sized dog will be pushing it. Thankfully, our dog is not. He's 40, 45 pounds.
Yeah.
So between us and the dog, like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's just say hypothetically, could you make two adults and a baby work? Like a newborn baby? It obviously it wouldn't be prime. It wouldn't be preferred. But
It's either a baby or a dog. It's probably not both.
no, I agree. You can do one or the other. But
I'm not knocking on an apartment as well.
No, I think for one person, I think it'd be perfect. Especially if you're not trying to like host anything. Like you can. Like I mean, like I said, I was over there the other day. But yeah, if you're solo dolo, it's great.
We could host another couple comfortably, yeah. I'd say. That's
fairly comfortably. It. Yeah. You just can't really have your bedroom's gotta be clean. If that makes sense. You can't have a messy bedroom unless y'all are just cool like that. Because the bathroom is the bedroom.
Yes. Like we hosted
who cares?
We hosted my parents like a week after we officially like got the keys and moved in. And we sat my dad and I sat on the couch, and then my wife and my mom sat on the floor around the coffee table.
Sounds like the introduction to a misogynistic joke. So, just gonna let that one slide. Let you finish that.
No, we're gonna. The goal eventually is to get some bar stools.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can sit at the island.
The island, yeah, you could. Like I have. When I first moved in here, the other camera angle, you can see like this like countertop. That's just kind of become the catch-all for my phone, wallet, keys, hat, and just other trinkets and such, like my watch bands and right now my paper towels, a check I need to deposit, my Bible, my devotional, and some candles. At first, I thought I was going to be able to like put some bar stools there and kind of treat it as such.
Well, you have a dining room. You don't need bar stools.
Yeah, I have a dining room, and the funny thing is, I can count on one hand how many times I've used my dining room when my fiance was not in town.
That's about right.
It might be two. It might be 2 times, legitimately. Every other time is with her. Because I'm cool eating dinner/lunch either like standing at this counter or sitting at my desk, or if I'm watching TV, I'm on the couch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's been most of the time if we're eating, it's about like half on the couch. Now the only thing bad about it is our couch is a little low, and again, previously mentioned we have a dog, so she's all up on us, which like we're used to. She'll beg, but she knows that most of the time she's not getting anything. But like today, we made bacon wrapped pork chops, and I was like, knowing that we're gonna have to cut, I'm just gonna stand around the island and eat. I don't care. But yeah, my apartment smells like bacon. We have a chat.
Yeah, we have a chat.
Wow. I was like, we got people in here.
Yes. This recording that is happening on your local device. Yeah. Jokes on you, Chaz. While you were out and having to jump back in, I actually launched a stream via my OBS.
I mean,
yeah, say hi to you.
Surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. But, oh man, how was it's a Tuesday. How's your week been?
Frustrating. So I'm a CPA. I'm a public accountant. I'm an auditor specifically. Very client facing. And one thing you learn very early on is that there's a lot of people that make a lot of money that don't really know the proper accounting treatment of things. I mean, I'll be honest. I got my undergrad. I got my bachelor's in it. I got my master's degree in it. I passed the CPA exam, and I still struggle to know like what is actually proper. But just some basic stuff, and like I know, like I'm really just this is probably the most boring complaint ever, but I understand like there's a joke, accountants that tick and tie and make sure everything has to back it up and make sure everything balances. But, like, how frustrating it is when you get a balance sheet, it doesn't balance, or you get a trial balance, it doesn't balance. It's in the name. It's supposed to equal to 0. It's supposed to balance.
Within a certain margin of error, correct?
Well, no.
Oh.
The balance sheet is supposed to balance to the dollar, and so is the trial balance. Now, yeah, I guess there have been certain times where we just know that a company's accounting team is just awful. So if it's off by like, I did have an instance where the trial balance was off by like $30. And to be fair, this is a company that does like 80 million in revenue. So $30 is not, doesn't make a difference. Yeah. My boss was like, yeah, just plug it to like petty cash. It's not going to make a difference. So I was like, okay, whatever. Sounds good.
Whatever. Man.
It's I work for you. But no, it's just frustrating. Like, they say they'll have it for you ready by X, and it's not. And then I've also come to find out that a bunch of people, instead of finding what the right thing is, they'll just throw everything at you, and then have you sort through it, which is just not an efficient use of my time. But
I don't work for you. I don't know where it goes.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know where we are. I'm so confused and I'm scared.
I need an adult.
I need an honestly, like that is one thing that you learn in corporate America, or it might just be adulthood in general, or like the transition from like being a kid to being an adult. No one really knows what they're doing. Like even our grandparents don't really know what they're doing. Like they've got a good idea of like some stuff. Like obviously my grandparents do pretty well for themselves. Your grandparents seem to be doing all right. Like your parents seem to be doing all right. My parents have now gotten some stuff figured out, but there's some stuff they haven't gotten figured out. But then
there's us.
Yeah, then there's us, and like I really don't know what's going on. I just know that I kind of have enough money to pay my bills. I don't really have to worry about like feeding myself, which is good. Like I'm truly blessed, and that's what I really need to like take a step back and like just be thankful for it, because it is really easy to just kind of get wrapped up in the day to day. Fuck me, dude. Why is it so hard? Why does it suck so bad?
Oh yeah,
but I mean,
I understand that. Like,
I feel like we definitely take ourselves too seriously as like a mid-20 something who feels like they should have everything figured out by now, when in actuality, that does not need to be the case. Like there are 65-year-old people that don't have anything figured
out. Oh yeah,
and they've survived. So
yeah, I mean, like I know my wife and I have some goals set. I'm sure you and your fiance have some goals set. And then I guess like it's nice to have those goals, but then like sitting down and figuring out like how are we going to achieve these goals. I don't know. I think there's something with our generation as well. I don't know what it is, but like the thought of doing something is much bigger than the actual doing of the task. I don't know. I feel like a lot of our generation has that though. I mean, not to get like super psychological, episode 3. But I mean, I feel like there's, I don't know. I feel like it also has something to do with a lot of the people we know were like, AP honor students in high school and then went off to college. Most of them, not all of them, most of them. And being brought up in a way where like you're supposed to be smarter than everyone. Mm-hmm. And then like, I know for me, probably for you as well, high school was fairly easy. There wasn't much hard work there. And then college kind of flipped the script right there.
Yep. Yeah. No, I was apparently my fiance is a counselor, so she has a degree, both a bachelor's and master's. Work license.
Y'all just an educated couple.
Wait, name it. Our couple. Between two of us, we got 4 degrees and 1.5 licenses.
I think about like driver's license for a second, and I was like,
professional.
I know, I'm with you. I got you.
But yeah, so it's like, I don't know what the actual like scientific term is for it, but it's called gifted kid burnout.
Yeah.
Where, there's 2 ways it happens. There's either, so the first way, the primary way, which is the way that it's kind of impacted me. Everything was easy. Kindergarten through 12th grade. Everything was really easy. And then all of a sudden you get to college. Newsflash, everybody. You go to college. I don't care what college you go to. Like, yes, are there some colleges that are easier than others? Yes. But I don't care what college you go to. College is harder than high school. There's a reason that the vast majority of people that graduate from high school don't graduate from college. There's a reason. So anyway, I say all that to say this. College kind of spanks you. And it happens. It doesn't have to happen in college. It doesn't have to happen in college. It could happen after college. Because like you've been in the academic realm for so long, and all of a sudden you get to the real world, and no one really cares what your GPA was when you were, 18 or 22. No one cares. So it's just the constant like, oh, I've got to be great. I've got to be great. It was easy for me, and now it's no longer easy, and I'm just so exhausted of working.
How do I deal with this?
Yeah. And then the other one is, maybe it didn't come that easy, but you worked your ass off to get the 3.8, 3.9, the 4.0 in high school, and then you get to college, and you were already not struggling in high school, but it just didn't come as naturally to you as it did for like, I'll be honest, me. High school came pretty natural to me. It was fairly easy. There were like 1 or 2 classes that kind of, forced me to actually study. But the long and short of it, I was the 5th in my class, and I studied maybe 3 hours. Maybe. Then I got to college, and first year was fine because I went to a not so difficult school, and then I transferred to UGA, and the first semester was okay because I had to take like not like gap semester, but like a semester of just electives and like prerequisites before I could apply to the business school. And I got to the business school, they were like, "Listen, motherfucker, this is the Terry College of Business at the University of Georgia." This is Toll School of Accounting. This is a top 5 accounting school in the nation. You are going to have to study. I don't care how smart you are. And that was a wake-up call. Yeah. For sure. So I got hit with the first one. Everything came naturally easy to me. And then I got to school, and then it wasn't naturally easy. So your natural disposition as a naturally gifted kid is to not do it because it's not easy.
Because you don't know how to, because you're not going to do it right if you just put in the same effort level that you've been putting in previously.
Correct. Because it's like, well, to maintain what I was doing previously, I'm going to work 1,000 times harder, and I don't have that skill set because I haven't had to put that into practice beforehand. Yeah. And the other side is, I was grinding to get to this point, and now they're turning it up to 12, and I can only work so hard. I can't keep up. So that's like gifted kid burnout. And if it doesn't happen in college, to a lot of those kids, it happens when they get their first job. Because, like I said, no one really cares what your GPA is. Like, yeah, there's definitely a certain, like, oh, this kid's smart. We're going to put him on, like, the more challenging jobs, and they're going to do well. And then, but, like, that's different. It's a little more politicky.
Yeah.
But less numbers driven.
Yeah. I'm trying to lighten the mood here a little bit. Speaking
could we please? I mean, yeah. I was going to say, how about the Braves? But they haven't been playing that well either. So
hey, they're turning it around. We can go off on that tangent here in a little bit, but while I got something in my brain, adulting, there are some aspects of adulting that are just random, and I'm just like totally for it. For example, Sunday night, my wife and I were trying to like plan out meals throughout the week, like based off her schedule, my schedule. Here's when we'll both be here for dinner. Here's when you're at work. You do your meal prep. I'll be here because I'm working an evening shift. I can.
She work nights too. Oh, okay. So you're saying like all meals, like lunch and dinner?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, Sunday night, we made a pot roast at like 11 o'clock. Not made, like put it in a crock pot.
Right.
But like did all the prep work for it to be made overnight.
Feed you for like 2 days, 3 days.
Yeah, that's her dinners while I'm working evenings this week. So I was just like, is this what adulting is? Making pot roast at 11 o'clock at night?
Yes.
I mean, like that aspect of adulting, I'm all for. I'm like, this is kind of stupid when like my logical brain is like, you make food when you want to eat.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was just like, this is weird. But I'm for it. We're spending time together. We're making a dinner. All for it.
100%.
But just like we're like things like that. Like also there was a weekend, a month and a half back, right after my wife took a tour of this place and was like in the process of filling out her application and whatnot, where I hadn't seen it yet due to my schedule, and she was with her mom and her aunt, her mom's best friend, and she was super excited about it, and she took me here to show me. Like obviously they weren't gonna let us like tour it
officially.
Yeah. Because I think it was a Sunday and the office was closed. Something. We couldn't tour it because like she had just been there, whatever. And so we just like she's like took me in here, showed me around the apartment complexes, and we walked around for a minute. And she's like, "This is where it'll be." I'm like, "This looks good to me." Like obviously I can't like see the inside of the apartment, but like I trust you. We're gonna do this.
Oh, I still haven't seen my place that I'm moving to.
You're also moving like
I'm moving
4
on
hours
Saturday.
Away. Again, moving
Still
also
haven't seen it.
4 hours away. But then after we stopped by here, she was like, I don't know, it felt kind of weird being like from the Metro Atlanta area, but like never like really doing like Atlanta stuff. She was like, let's go to Ponce City Market. Let's go to Piedmont Park. Let's do this.
How many times have you been to Ponce?
2-3 times.
I've lived here for 3 years. I've gone twice.
Once.
I live maybe 3 miles from there.
Yeah. One time was early, like right after high school, a year or two after high school, and one of my like lifelong best friends. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Please be watching this. He
So your mom?
used to live.
Oh, never mind.
He lived like 5 minutes down the road from me all throughout high school. And then after we both went off to college, he went to Tech, I went to UGA. His parents moved into Atlanta. So there was one time, I think this had to be like freshman year, where we all like hung out together for like an evening. We came to visit his parents, and we walked the Beltline from their townhome, condo. I don't know what it is. It's an independent building. I'm pretty sure. 3 stories, townhome, I guess. We walked from there on the Beltline to Palm, and then I know for sure the other time was when my wife and I went recently. So at least 2.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like I can see the appeal, especially.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice.
It's nice. I mean, it's expensive, but
it's just it's nice stores. I mean, they've got a Nike store there. They've got a
Chubby's.
Harry. They've got a Chubby's. They've got a Lulu. I mean, it's nice places.
A Rivian.
I mean, yeah, they do have a Rivian. Which is crazy.
I've seen a lot of those since moving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll notice a lot more electric vehicles, ITP, than you will OTP.
It is nice stores. Like my wife and I, we went. There was.
There used to be a on reserve there.
There's one like.
It moved to Avalon.
There's another one. Right down, like if you keep going, nothing like maybe a mile on the road that our apartment complex is off of.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Right.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because the grocery store that my wife and I shop at probably the most frequently since moving is in that same. It's not a strip.
Pause. Anyway.
No. Back to
actually.
Ponce.
No, you're right. This place, yeah, it's right there. It's it's between a Baskin Robbins and a barbershop.
That it is. Yep. That it is.
Oh, that's funny.
But back to Ponce. There was I don't know. The store had a name. I forget the name of it. But inside the store was like several different
names. Yes.
Several different like independent shop owners to like make their own stuff, and I guess like have not they're like booths in the store. So, anyways, there was this one store that I think it's called like Mysterious Vintage, where on my little hooks on the wall are like a description of something. For example, ours was old timey toy shop and Pink Flamingo, I want to say.
What are you describing? You lose
it's like it's a little card. And like it just describes like what the object is. You don't get to see the object until like she places it in a bag in front of you, and then you open it.
This
so game? I guess,
an experience.
I think the experience is part of it. So there's this little like index card sized thing, and on it is a description like, again, old timey toy shop was ours, and it has the price, and then also if it's a piece of clothing, it says the size on it, so that way you're not getting screwed. But the old timey toy shop, it's a drawing of an old timey toy shop, and so it's framed, and we hung it up in our apartment. And then the other thing that we got was a pillow that we put on our bed, like a throw pillow. So that was like, between those two things, it was like $62, which is kind of ridiculous for what we got. But like them throwing vintage on there is a part of it, and also like the experience of not knowing what exactly you're getting until you open it is another reason.
It's yeah, there's a reason I don't go there that often. I went Christmas shopping there one time, and then Grace and I have gone there maybe 2 or 3 times.
The food is a wide variety, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a wide variety.
It's literally everything. It's pizza, it's Italian, I know pizza and Italian is the same thing. There's a pizza place and an Italian place. There's seafood, sushi,
and
fried chicken,
sandwiches, and fried chicken. Yeah, I mean it's like a
food court. That's basically what it is.
But like, I mean, there are so many there are other places that I don't know if you've been like to this part of Midtown, but like Colony Square.
Mm-mm.
or Politan Row, whatever you want to call it. It's at the intersection of Peachtree and 14th.
I know where you're talking about in that general area.
The general vicinity. There, the Colony Square or Politan Row. I forget. I can't remember if it's Politan Row at Colony Square. I think that sounds right because Colony Square is like the area, and Politan Row is like the establishment. But inside Politan Row, there are like one, two, about a dozen restaurants with like a common eating area, very food court style. I spent $22 on a chicken hibachi bowl today. If you know, I'm gonna put that in a little perspective. $22 on lunch is kind of ridiculous.
You have to be like, that's not an impulse decision. Like, you know, it's expensive, so that's like hey, this is like a date night ish type thing.
No, it's really good for a date night. It's really good because like the vibes are good. The environment's really nice. I mean, there's a bar in the middle that opens, after like 3:00. I mean, it's a really happening place. It's really nice for a date spot. If you wanted to take Josie there, I would definitely recommend it. But yeah, definitely be willing if you're going to do dinner there. Be prepared to spend at least $50 on dinner.
Sounds about right.
And then drinks are, another $12 a pop. So
yeah.
But I mean, like once you're gonna do that once a month as like y'all's date night. I would recommend it just at least once. But don't park there because it's valet parking.
There's a lot of that in Atlanta that I don't understand.
There is like the place that we went to for Father's Day, in South Buckhead, had valet parking. I parked around the corner and walked. I don't know. Like, there's not. I just think that a bunch of places try to make themselves seem nicer than they are by having valet parking. I just kind of view it as an unnecessary expense.
Yeah, like honestly, like I get like Hollywood, like old school. Like I get why they had those. Like I get that. Like in Hollywood, like it seems fancy. You can get out your car, people take photos. Da, da, da. I'm thinking like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood type vibes.
Gotcha. Okay.
But now, like as a common person, just like a regular person,
middle class person,
I'm not trying to pay you to park my car when I can park my car and walk the 20 feet.
Yeah. I think it's an unnecessary. What is that word I'm looking for?
Job.
Luxury. It's an unnecessary luxury. Yeah. Just because, like you said, like I have no problem walking 20 feet. But anyway.
Yeah. But again, kind of throw back to last episode. The more I live in like Atlanta, ITP, the more I realize like I don't know Atlanta like I thought I did. Claiming, I'm from here to, people outside the state. I'm not going to say I'm from like 45 minutes north of Atlanta. I say I'm from Atlanta. They know where Atlanta is. They know what Atlanta is. So, like, anyways, like, just the first time I went to Piedmont Park, same day we went to Ponce. I was like, this is cool. Seems very Atlanta-y.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, could I do this every day? No. Could I do this every weekend? Possibly, if I had, the dog taking it for a walk.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do a lot of like adult or men's league, whatever you want to call it. They do like co-ed too. Like they have like if you're in like a men's league softball.
I did see some of that while we were there. Yeah.
Like that. Like that's where like a lot of them play is in people.
Okay. That makes sense.
So like it's not just like green space just to be green space. It does get utilized.
And it's right next to the botanical gardens, which I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Botanical gardens are great, especially during Christmas.
That's the one time I went. Yep.
Yeah. Because I've been to the Atlanta Botanical Gardens and the Athens Botanical Gardens.
Same.
I would like to go to the Gainesville Botanical Gardens. I think it goes all the way up to Lake Lanier. Don't quote me on that.
Man,
but
do you like drive through it?
So
That just kind of blows my mind because I mean I know Gainesville is right on Lake Lanier,
Gainesville is on the lake, yes.
but I don't know. I guess when I think botanical gardens, I think like field. I don't think down on the lake.
So it is the Atlanta Botanical Gardens, Gainesville.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so it's not just...
Gainesville does not have its own botanical gardens.
I mean, yeah, it's a branch of the Atlanta Botanical Gardens. Yeah, it's off of Cleveland Highway, which is like 129 and 11. And yeah, the property definitely does go all the way to
that makes sense.
Lake Lanier. I mean, not like the main part of the lake by any means, but it's definitely on the north side, so that might be the river still technically. The Chattahoochee, but yeah, I mean, maybe next time I'm up there. Who knows?
You ever been to Bert's Farm up in Dawsonville? That's what it is.
I've never been to Bert's Farm. I've been in Dawsonville one time, and it was to go to a racetrack, a dirt track. And we saw everybody from go-karts all the way up to like stock cars race. I saw Chase Elliott.
Before he was big, I had a kid.
Before he was big. Bill was in the crowd. It was, all I remember is I was in the 7th grade. I had my slide phone. I was texting my girlfriend, who had just become my girlfriend like that week. And like I was like hiding my phone from my grandparents because no one in my family knew I had a girlfriend. I was freezing my ass off. Yeah, no. The first girlfriend, you need at least like 2 weeks to see like if this is worth like telling everybody about.
Mm-hmm. No, Bert's Farm is solid. I mean, it's definitely not like a botanical gardens, but
yeah,
pumpkin patch.
Would you be offended if I went to grab a beer?
Absolutely not. I can ramble for a minute.
Thank you, sir.
But Bert's Farm is a pumpkin patch up in Dawsonville, Georgia, which is close to Blue Ridge, LJ, if you're familiar. And it is obviously big in the fall, being a pumpkin patch. The busiest weekend of the year, though, I'm sure by far, is UGA's bye week in football, just because, you know, everyone, especially up that way in North Georgia, loves UGA football. And they're not going to give up a Saturday of watching UGA football and then just college football in general. They're not going to give that up to go to a pumpkin patch. But I will say, Drew, can you hear me? That's a no. Pumpkin patches are great as like families. Okay, hold on. I can wait 2 seconds. All right, I rambled about Bert's Farm, but I want to get to your. All right, here we go. Oh yeah.
Still left over from the bachelor party.
Getting old. Have you ever been to a pumpkin patch with your family? In general.
Yes.
Okay. My take on them, great for families, like younger kids. Because I feel like pumpkin patches in like the equivalent level of like family activity, if that makes sense. Great for younger families, maybe like a newly married couple, like, oh, this is cute, we can do this.
I think it's like late high school couple.
Okay, so like, yeah,
It's good for Instagram. Is what
so going up in age, from like toddler.
Going up in age, the lower the inclination go to a pumpkin patch until you have kids, and then it
Correct.
skyrockets back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the process repeats itself until your kids are able to drive.
And then
it
out.
flatlines until your wife gets scared that she's about to be an empty nester. So then you need to do everything as a family
together. Yeah.
Respectfully. Shout out to the moms out there.
Toddler.
The glue that holds most families together.
Amen. Toddler to like middle school is like you're going with your family because you don't really have a choice. And like the younger you are, you enjoy it. You're like pumpkin patch outside, cool. And then you get to like
younger
middle
siblings,
school, and you're like you just hate everything.
Like the middle school angst is ridiculous. Speaking of, have you seen Inside Out 2?
No.
Did you like Inside Out 1?
Yes. Got more emotional than I care to admit.
You and your wife need to go watch Inside Out 2.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Not yet. However, over by kind of close to Ponce.
There's an AMC, isn't there? I think I remember.
There might be, but this is a non-Regal and non-AMC theater. It's run by Landmark Theaters. It's called the Midtown Art Cinema. For the two of us to go on to be fair, it was a Monday night, 7 o'clock. I paid. I'm not going to look for it right now. I paid less than $20 for two people to go to the movies.
Not bad. The last movie
I also think going to the movies is a lost art. Sorry, I've cut you off like 3 times. Go fuck yourself. I think going to the movies is a lost experience, and I think it's partially because of COVID. Like the movie companies were like, oh, well, we can just put it out on streaming, charge more for the streaming services, or reinvent pay-per-view on our streaming services. Like I think they did that with the live action Mulan and the.
Haven't watched it. Don't care to watch it. Probably won't
care to watch it. Well, that's the other thing. Is just the quality of movie.
Got that.
But like Barbenheimer, theaters were packed.
Oh yeah.
The Batman theaters were packed. Top Gun Maverick theaters were packed. Like.
My opinion is that
people like going to the movies. That's all I'm gonna say. Just put out good quality content and don't charge us $40 fucking.
Off of that, the last movie that my wife and I saw together was Fall Guy.
Huge in the movie theater?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah. Huge fan of that movie. Go see it. It's like this can be another tangent for another day. Critics who take their job too seriously, like when I watch a movie, turn my brain off and enjoy the movie. Don't think about any like realistic aspect. But anyways, Fall Guy, great movie. The reason that was so expensive was it was a Sunday night, which like I said, I wouldn't make it too expensive, but it was also one of those like dine-in movie theaters where like you can order and they bring you food.
Yeah, it's already on streaming.
I know. I saw we could buy or rent it off our TV.
Yeah, it's not free, but
yeah,
it just blows my mind. Like, I think that's the other thing is like, I think the leash for movies, like if you're not like a box office hit and or on your way to becoming a box office hit,
you're streaming
like
pretty soon.
Like maybe like
because they'll get a kickback from streaming
6 weeks later. Yeah,
they'll get a kickback from streaming versus buying an actual ticket from a box office.
Yeah, I think the margins on a streaming service that you're already paying the expenses on.
It's brand new
Horrible.
cable.
Yeah, at this point, it's exactly.
But you get to pick what you watch. Especially now, everything has ads. Nothing is ad free. Like, okay, if you listen to Spotify or Apple Music strictly for music, that's about the only thing there's no ads on. Because podcasts, big podcasts, not ours. Big podcasts, like legit podcasts, have
also,
ads.
are we on YouTube? Are you
We're on
uploading to
YouTube and Spotify, yeah.
YouTube? I saw Spotify. This going on your
So the YouTube is
YouTube?
under my page. It's not under like the actual podcast page.
Gotcha.
Which the only things I have posted are the podcast videos. So.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I agree. Yeah, like podcasts aren't ad free. Like any Barstool podcast you listen to, it's gonna have like ad reads in the opening, the intro, the closing, and then probably have like 3 or 4 depending on the length of the podcast. And then even like this, like there's this guy on Spotify. It's called Sleep Cove. Helps, because most of the time I can just fall asleep. It's about 50-50. Well, it's probably like 45, 45, 10. 45% of the time I can fall asleep with nothing. The other 45% of the time I gotta have like white noise or something. Or brown noise. Shout out to brown noise. And then the other 10% of the time I listen to this guy. It's like not sleep hypnosis, but like it's sleep hypnosis.
ASMR?
No, well, I don't know. He's got a really soothing voice, and he's also like, he's like, pay attention to your body. Just focus on,
your breathing.
Where you are in the present. Breathe in, breathe out.
Feeling
imagine
your toes
yourself.
curl.
Exactly. Feel the blankets on your skin. Like, imagine yourself walking down a set of stairs, and that's 10 steps high, and each step you walk down, you get more and more relaxed. Like it does work. I will give it. Like, it gives your brain something to focus on, so it's not like in high gear while you're trying to fall asleep.
No, yeah. My thing with those, I'm scared to try those
because you become dependent, or
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even he has ad reads in the beginning, but like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, we really, going back to COVID,
that
messed up my sleep schedule for one.
Yeah.
At least like during the first couple months, and then also the need for falling asleep to some sort of like talking noise.
Yeah, you were a big. You mean the couple of times I crashed at your place? You were a big. I think it was Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, it used to be,
or Tom Segura, or one of those guys.
Yeah, those are the two big ones. Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah.
But now I was good about it up until COVID, and then it just kind of threw me off. I've gone between TV shows, movies, comedy specials, podcasts, whatever.
It is funny, man, because like looking back on COVID, and just like college in general, I would legitimately have work at 8:30 in the morning and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna live forever," and stay up till 3:30. And I'm like, sleep in till 8:10, throw on a pair of pants, brush my hair, and get out the door. And I'm there by 8:29, 8:30, 8:31. And
morning.
How y'all doing? Drew, you realize we open in like 45 seconds, right? Yeah.
I'm
What's
here.
the problem?
I'm here.
I'm turning my computer on. Don't worry. If there's a customer that walks in the next 42 seconds, I will talk to him. I'll be like, hey, what's up, Tom? How we doing?
Send them to me.
Send them to me. Drew, you don't have a cash drawer open. I got this. Watch this.
I can beat my way as through anything.
That's right. That's right. So, I mean, it was funny, like working with some. When your youngest coworker is 39 and they're all female, and you are by far the outlier there, because not only because of your gender, but also
Your
because
age.
of your age.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that I'm the only one in there with any type of college education. But I'm also in college still, so like vibes are high. Like, yeah, Drew, how many hours of sleep did you get last night? 4. What does it matter?
I'm the only one here who's functioning off of like a 12-pack.
You're welcome. I mean, especially when we got introduced to beer dye, like, would legitimately, like, the plan would be to start playing at like 6
2
o'clock.
p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whoa,
I guess like
whoa.
on the days I didn't on the days I didn't have work. Yeah, we'd start like 3 o'clock.
A darty.
Yeah, it'd be like an afternoon darty.
But on the days where you're just like, it's a Thursday.
Fuck it,
Let's go.
Let's go to Cutters. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're nursing your 14th beer, and you're like, whoa.
Hold on. If you're on your 14th beer, you're not nursing it at this point. That's going down.
And it's just like, oh, well, I've got a homework assignment that's due at 8 a.m. Okay, well, do I go to sleep now and then wake up at 7 to do my homework? Or do I stay up?
That's the one you choose.
Or, in my drunkenness, do I do my homework, submit it at 2:30, and then, yeah. No,
I chose the first one.
Yeah, the first one's the right choice. Especially, after playing Beer Die, I had the honors of being the guy that fell asleep at 10 o'clock. So by the time I woke up at 4 a.m. on a couch, that's 6 hours of sleep. That's what I was used to getting in college. So I'm like, okay, I'm up.
Might as well do what I'm supposed to.
I might as well drive home and log on, do my homework, and then be done by 6:30. Go back to sleep for an hour, wake up, shower, and then get ready for work.
Fine.
I don't see a problem with that.
Oh, okay. One last thing before we go.
What?
Going back.
I was about to say
movies.
that was a good one. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the last tangent.
Yes, going back to movies. You were saying that movie theater going is a lost art.
Correct. I don't think it's all on the consumer, but yes.
I would agree with you. COVID was a big part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you couldn't go out.
Couldn't go, yeah.
But then the movies, like you mentioned earlier, Barbenheimer, it's 2 movies. Top Gun, Batman. Movies that, I don't know if it was marketing or if we just kind of like hyped ourselves up, but the stuff that like that, where we wanted to go to movie theater.
Where we, quote unquote, know it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, they would really have to mess this up for me to not like this.
Right.
But like the average movie, yeah, I would agree. I think they're relying too much on nostalgia at this point. Like,
yeah.
Nothing I feel like is original.
Yeah, because like we saw the previews the other day. Like Beetlejuice 2 is coming out in September. I don't know if I'll watch that in theaters.
I haven't seen Beetlejuice 1. I want to. I haven't set aside time for it.
Neither's Grace. I told her we're watching it this Halloween season. But anyway, Beetlejuice 2, Moana 2,
Inside Out 2.
Yep, that's the movie we were seeing. But like,
And there's been Transformers, or it's all like
yes.
sequels and
Well,
spinoffs.
well, the one I was
Transformers,
trying to get to, speaking of spinoffs,
Hunger Games.
is Lion King or Mufasa, the Lion King, or Lion King, whatever it is. And like, Grace was like, the movie no one asked for. I was like, yeah. Like, was anyone asking for a Mufasa origin story? No. But
they're trying to intrigue you by it.
Right. Like, I'm kind of glad that it's not like, because have I seen the first Lion King that was like live action, quote unquote? No, because it's going to be the same exact story.
I did, and it was pretty much exactly
word for word, almost.
Just different actors.
At least this is kind of a different idea. Like we're going. It's like a prequel almost. The only Disney live action remake that I went to go see in theaters was Beauty and the Beast.
Yep.
And I think that's because it was cool, it was new, and it was
the second live. I think it was the second.
It was the first or second live action.
I think Cinderella was first, with the chick who starred in Baby Driver.
There have been so many different renditions of Cinderella. There's Ella Enchanted. There's Cinderella. There's
no. Again, I think it's a lot of like Hunger Games.
Wait, which girl from Baby Driver?
Baby's girl.
Baby's girl?
Mm-hmm. The waitress. She plays Cinderella.
Carry on.
Yeah, I have not seen Mulan remake. I have not seen Little Mermaid's remake. I think those are just the two newest ones that I haven't seen. Just have no desire to see.
So Cinderella came out in 2015, starring Lily James.
And Lily James. Yeah. That's her.
Yeah. So that had to be it, because I saw Beauty and the Beast with one of my previous girlfriends. So that would have been 2018.
18, yeah.
The earliest.
That sounds right. No. One last tangent on Disney. I got it. They're not gonna. What was that? Your shoulder?
That was my shoulder.
You okay?
I'm never better.
All right. Disney, if you're listening to this, I know you don't care. You're probably not listening to this. Quit trying to base your new stuff on old stuff. Existing IP. Like Inside Out 2.
Are you talking live action remakes? I didn't mind Inside Out 2 because that was only 9 years ago. You're still within the window of a sequel.
That's fair. I do feel like everything since probably Incredibles 2, not everything, a lot of stuff since Incredibles 2 has been like based on the old stuff. Like another Toy Story, Monsters spinoff, something or other, maybe.
There was Monsters University.
That was early. I remember being like enjoyed. That one was good because again we were like we were in the age. There's a word. Demographic.
There you go. But like the Incredibles 2, I didn't mind.
Because we were at the tail end of that demographic.
Yeah. Inside Out 2, I didn't mind. Now I only recognize the first 3. What franchises did you just mention?
Toy Story.
I only recognize the first 3. I have not watched.
Have you seen the fourth? Okay.
No.
It's not bad, but like they should have left it at 3.
I refuse to do so.
I can't argue with that.
Yep.
All right, folks.
But yeah,
another good hour, I'd say. That was a lot of rambling. The description for this one, wow.
Yeah, best of luck. Best of luck with that one. Edit room.
Yeah. All right. I ain't doing it tonight. That's a tomorrow and Thursday problem.
Yep. Do it to it, brother.
All right, brother, man. Thank you again,
Of course.
y'all
Thanks
folks.
for having me.
Thanks for listening. Do your thing. See you next time.
See you, bud.